Happy Sunday, happy day of rest, rejuvenation, relaxation, reward. What other R word can we use to describe Sunday? So, welcome to day 4 of 21 days of gratitude. And today we're going to talk about joy. What a perfect day to talk about that than on a Sunday. Oh, and look, I've got my joy sign right behind us. It's my Christmas decoration, but I couldn't take it down. So it's been in my house all year because it's a beautiful reminder for me to choose every day the intention to live with joy. Living with joy and choosing to sink deeper and bringing more joy and gratitude and just love into my life has really shifted so many things in my life, from pessimism to optimism, from low to high, from lack to abundance, you name it. Everything in my life has shifted when I started to welcome in more joy and pleasure and freedom and love, and really all starting within myself. So today we're going to talk about joy. And we're going to just recap for the first 3 days, and I'll let you know what we're going to talk about for the next few days. And if there's anything in particular that's jumping out at you that you'd like to consider having as a topic of conversation for the next 20 odd days or so, feel free to let me know. As I had mentioned before, I'm doing this intuitively. I don't have a script. I'm meditating and reflecting, and what comes to me for the day is what I believe you need to hear. To help heal and bring more gratitude and joy and abundance and wealth and freedom and peace and love and all those goodies into your life. So today we're going to talk about joy. So as a recap, we've gone through 3 days so far, and I wanted to present a reminder to not forget to do the daily gratitude every day. So as a reminder, in the morning when you wake up, don't grab your phone. Be with your body and set the intention of how you're going to start your day. Okay, and there's 3 things that you can present outward. You can ask yourself, you can ask your partner, your children, but this is how you can set the intention powerfully from a strong, authentic, confident position of self-leadership. You're going to check in with yourself and you're going to say, what are 3 things that I'm grateful for? And feel in your body those grateful vibrations. What are 3 things that I'm excited for the day? What are 3 things that you know are coming that you can just sink in and have more fun and play and joy with those? And then as those happen throughout the day, you can reflect back and kind of connect the dots. And then finally, what are 3 things that you'd like to manifest? Have some fun with this, right? Like, we were all kids once, and this is where you get a chance to be creative and have some fun and play. And so what are 3 things? I mean, they could be like, oh, I'm going to find $20 today, or I'm going to, manifest the feeling of living with $1 million. Whatever it is, I'm going to pay it forward. I'm going to whatever, right? So there's your reminder. There's your reminder of your daily gratitude. My kids are playing with their Barbies. Here's your reminder of your daily gratitude practice. Okay, so today we're going to talk about joy. And for me, bringing joy into your life creates an opportunity for you to grow leaps and bounds above anything else, because it welcomes in a higher vibration. It filters out the lower vibration, the noise, and it allows you to be laser focused on what it is that I want to have in my life and what it is I don't want to have in my life. And so when you welcome in joy intentionally, and then eventually, automatically, unintentionally, it just becomes, your new baseline, and then you welcome at another level. But for now, let's make it the intention. I'm going to look for moments of joy. And so one of the things that I'd like for you to practice is set the intention. Maybe you do this as one of your, your excitements or your manifestations in the morning. I'm going to find pockets throughout my day where I can create more moments of joy, more moments of pause, so that I can put in more moments of joy and more moments of play. Because what that does is it kind of like, it slows down that go, 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 the hustle, the autopilot, the unconscious just patterning. And it gives you an opportunity to come back into another level of self-leadership, another level of presence, which is what we talked about yesterday, another level of self-care, another level of love. And you're taking a powerful leadership position in your life because you're going to say today, I'm going to find moments of joy. And maybe you start and you say, I'm going to find 3, or I'm going to find 5, or I'm going to do this for 1 minute, or 2 minutes, or 3 minutes, or 5 minutes. But set the intention with whatever you can confidently commit to, and then stretch yourself a little bit out of your comfort zone to get you to reach, to grow, to stretch, okay? So there's your homework for today, is where can I find moments of joy? This can be within yourself. This could be playing with your children. This could be with your partner. This could be with friends. This could be with work. Whatever it is, okay? You're going to know. And just follow the paper trail and see where it takes you, because one day it might need to be with your partner, and one day it might need to be with your kids, and one day it might need to be with yourself, okay? So that was the one I wanted to talk with you about today. I wrote some notes so I didn't forget. And the other thing where you can bring in a deepening level of joy is within the context of self-care. Self-care is a very broad statement, okay? Self-care can be anything. Yes, self-care can be bubble baths. Yes, self-care can be meditation. Yes, self-care can be asserting yourself powerfully with a respectful, loving, strong boundary, with a healthy attachment, the way you talk to people, the way you don't talk to people. All of that is self-care. Slowing down, inserting moments of joy is self-care. So I'm going to give you a little bit of some ways that you can bring another level of self-care to your current routine. So for sure, waking up in gratitude in the morning is a way to have self-care. You could also reflect in the evening. How did my day go? What was I grateful for that happened during today? Those exciting things, how did they make me feel? And so what you're doing is you are reprogramming, reconditioning, remembering to take you out of a woe is me, pessimistic autopilot, you're the passenger, and into a leadership position of I am choosing to bring the joy, the positive, high vibe conversations into my space. And so the mantra that I'd like for you to connect with this, with the self-care, is the better it gets, the better it gets. Because the journey's never done. We're not just like busy, 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 go, 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 and then we get there and we're done, we're stopped. No, that might be your new baseline, and that's amazing. But again, we're here to learn and grow and expand, and then pay it forward and teach and share and grow and expand and share and just love, right? So the better it gets, the more joy you bring into your life, the more joy you're going to receive. And here's the fun little nugget that I want to leave you with, just with this little piece right here. I've had a lot of shit that's happened in my life. I've had a lot of low vibration experiences, a lot of negativity. You name it, it's been done to me. You know, you can go check out my Instagram, you can go check out my Facebook, and it's all written there. But super, super high level. You know, like my mom passed away when I was 18. I've been in unhealthy relationships my whole life. I've had so much money taken from me. I've had drugs and alcohol and codependencies and financial issues, like you name it. I had an eating disorder. I was bulimic for 7 years. You know, and this is just the tip of the iceberg. So I've had a fair share of experiences, not discounting what anybody else has experienced, because we're here to experience what our soul wants us to experience. And so your negative experiences are equally as impactful as mine are in a reflection to yourself as they are to me. And so what I want to leave you with this little piece right here before we go into the self-care in some detail is, again, the better it gets, the better it gets. So if you feel as though, oh my God, I've always had to work so hard, things haven't come easy to me, it's always been, you know, so much bad things have happened to me, I can never get ahead, this has happened and this has happened, and you know, the list goes on. Let's just assume this is like a neutral baseline, okay? Let's pretend this is your baseline. Let me see if I can do this right here. Okay, and this is a teeter-totter, okay? So let's just say where my fingers are, that's all that stuff I just talked about, all that lower vibration, hoo-ha, okay? The really cool part is if you kind of go through life and you're like, yeah, life's good, nothing bad ever happens, la-di-da. That could be true. That could be a very conscious response to it. That could also be a very unconscious response to it, where you're not even aware you're doing it. But if it's conscious, you're not letting people into your zone, and that's cool, right? We're all here to experience what we're meant to experience. What I invite you to think about is if this is the base, and then you're kind of just teetering a little bit, you know, things are good, they're fine, la-di-da. But what happens if you've got all this stuff that's happened and keeps happening? It gets better when it gets better, because what happens is the lower you go, the higher you get to feel and experience. And so that's the little reward golden nugget. I want to leave with you in this message around joy, is in order to experience more joy, more high vibe, more light, you have to experience more dark, more shadow. So if you've experienced it already, know that you have the capacity, if you choose, to not go here, but to go here. And I don't know about you, but for me, that fuels my leadership to look at this and say, you know what? There's gifts in this, because I get to feel deepness. I get to go into the shadow and I get to feel all that just yucky gunk, or it's all that happened to me, for me, through me, so that I get to experience all of this magnitude of happiness that I've never experienced before. Just sit with that for a moment, because that wrapping, as the lights just turned on, oh my God. Ah, that just, like, that was awesome. Sit with that for a moment. And there's my computer dings. Because that was the golden nugget for me, because I had had so much crap in my 40 odd years. I was done. I was ready to see the light. And it was like a teeter-totter. You know what? And it started to go like this. And now if I want to go higher, I still need to go lower. And that's cool. But I know that when I go low and I dig, I'm finding gold, because then I get to go higher. So just sit with that, okay? So that's your little nugget of joy that you get to reward yourself with. Okay, so a couple other things I want to share with you. One is about play, and then one is about self-care with the context of rituals. And for me, when I use the word ritual, ritual is what works for you that makes you happy and makes you feel safe and protected and contained and lovey and wonderful, so that you can, you know, expand and create more joy. And so for me, rituals when I was younger might have been going to the gym, or might have been eating well, and that's amazing. Then it turned into yoga, and then it turned into meditation, and then it turned into learning about my chakras and energy healing, and then it turned into leveraging tarot and oracle, or astrology, and all these kind of little paper trails. And you can see, as in right here, you know, I've got crystals, you know, I've got my little container of all my little crystals, right, that I love to have. I've got my eucalyptus oil. I've got some beautiful sprays that just are delicious. What else have I got? I've got my Buddha. I've got a picture of myself as a little baby. Here, you guys can look. And this is for me, as a reminder for me to remember that I am connected in all realms of inner child, young child, old me, and it's all a connection, you know? And I've got my joy, and I've got my lights, and I've got my picture of my kids, and there's actually like another whole picture frame of pictures of me as a little kid. And for me, this is a ritual that works for me, because this is my space where I come in and I connect. Oh, and another thing I do actually is I sage. Okay, so for me, I'll sage, I'll ground, I'll connect with my guides, and we can do that right now. We'll take a couple of minutes and we can do that just so you have an example of what you can use. I also do this in my coaching every time to create a safe bubble, a protective bubble around us. And so these are things that I've picked up along the way, and some I've fallen off and some have stayed with me, but I enjoy this, and it's become my ritual to basically filter out the noise, to connect into my intuition, to listen to my heart center, to expand and bring more joy and abundance and play, which we'll talk about in a moment, into my space. And this is fun for me, um, different things you do when you were a kid are fun, and when you're an adult, you might not want to play with Barbies for 8 hours. My kids have been playing with Barbies, no joke, for the last 2 days straight in my daughter's bedroom, and that's amazing. And they're playing. And this is playtime for me. So with regards to your rituals, whatever works for you, that's the masculine energy in you that's going to create that level of commitment to follow through every day, that this is your ritual. Okay. And so what that does is it creates an area of safety for your then feminine energy within you to safely rise and expand and nurture that safe environment that you've just created. So before I hop on these calls, I do my little rituals, and it creates a safety around me so that you can then feel that safety and that groundedness and that nurturing. And then you want to connect into me more. And then again, we talked about this yesterday, this natural give and take. And when you feel calm and centered and grounded with me, you're going to naturally want to connect more intimately with me. And it's the same thing, because then I'm going to feel that from you, and then my walls are going to drop, and then I'm going to want to exchange and share and connect more with you. Okay, so we'll just go through, we'll do a grounding, we'll do a connection, and then you can kind of see where I do with that, and then we'll follow up with play, and then we'll close. We'll probably go another 10 minutes or so, I'm thinking. So I use sage, I use Palo Santos. Okay, this one's pretty burnt. And I do this quite often. I sage my house, I sage the bedrooms, I go around the house, I sage every day, and this is just something that I've enjoyed incorporating into my life. So just close your eyes. What we're going to do is we're going to ground and center, and then we're going to connect, okay? So I invite Mother Earth, One, the Great Spirit, to ground, center, and connect me. To Mother Earth's organic matrix, and to ground, center, and connect me to Mother Earth's emerald heart and the black hole beneath it for our highest benefit now. I invite Mother Earth to release and draw out all negative, low vibrational energies and frequencies from within and around our entire being, and to raise our vibration to the highest frequency now. And finally, I invite my angelic realm, my ancestors, my guides, my spirit animals to surround me, to protect me, to heal and guide me, as well those watching this training, to connect, to guide, and to heal and restore, and carry us through the remainder of the day in our highest benefit now. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And so that's something that I do multiple times a day. I do it with clients, I do it with myself, whenever I need it. When I was starting out on my journey, I would do this probably 10 times a day. And for me, it works. And it creates a moment where I can pause, bring back into my space. Again, the yesterday story about the presence, and it brings me back, it slows me down, it filters out the noise, because it gives me something to connect to that I enjoy. It brings me fun. And then I can go forward in a leadership position. And so that's the whole concept around ritual. So whatever works for you for ritual, you're gonna know what works for you. My only guidance for that is commit to it. Don't make it overwhelming. And if you've got a baseline, add one or two things on, or stretch yourself a little bit out of your comfort zone, or read or explore or follow the paper trail, because that's your soul saying it would like more. Okay, and so again, back to the teeter-totter, the more you go, the more you're gonna get, okay? What else? Oh, right, okay, so play. So play for me was, it was something I had to actually schedule in for quite a while. Now it's become a lot easier, and now I can naturally make room throughout my day to put more moments of play. And joy in. But for a long time, I had to schedule it. I had to schedule my self-care. I had to schedule my rituals because I was so in my masculine energy of hustling, of go, 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 of doing 4 things at once, of closing this business deal, of taking care of the kids, you name it, right? And so I had to bring myself back to what brings me joy. And I had to schedule that in solid, and I had to commit to that self. And that was my masculine energy committing to putting pockets of joy into my day. And one of those things was play. I had committed that I would like to have more play, more pleasure, and more fun inserted into moments about my personal day, which are going to be different than what I do with my children and my partner. But all of that combined, layered on just the generalness of I am inserting more pockets of play and joy and pleasure and fun into my day. And so ways that you can insert moments of play, again, it's your kids, it can be alone, it can be with other adults. The key is you have to appreciate it. Because if you're just going through the motions, you're wasting your time. Because that's basically you telling yourself, the people you're with, the universe, that you don't appreciate, you don't desire, you don't receive that gift in the moment. So how could you possibly get anything more if you don't appreciate what you have? So no matter how small or big it is, go to the point where it's believable. Again, stretch yourself a little bit past that because that's that growth curve. But don't be like, I'm going to go play Barbies for 8 hours, because we all know that's not going to happen because we also have other things we need to do. But maybe you commit for 10 minutes. And then you just deeply, deeply be present in the moment with your kids. And you're doing it for 10 minutes. Or you commit to your ritual, and that's play for you. But don't be like, oh, I'm going to all of a sudden go on a diet and start a gym and blah, 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 because you're not going to be able to sustain it. And then you're going to feel bad about yourself. And the whole purpose of this, bringing more gratitude and appreciation, is you have to believe it. And when you believe it, you welcome it, and then you just make room for bringing more. So make sure that you are committing to something that you can actually do. And just stretch yourself a little bit out of your comfort zone, because that's where the growth is going to happen. Okay, so another little prompt you can do with this for play, if you're like, I don't know what to do. Like, no joke, I literally had to start here where it was like, what did I enjoy doing as a kid? I colored. I loved coloring. So for the longest time, I would just sit down at the kitchen table and I would color with my kids. Funny enough, I actually saved a lot of my old coloring books because I figured I was going to have daughters one day. And so I love coloring my Gem, my Barbie, Care Bear. And it brings me joy because it takes me back to being a child, and then I'm connecting with my kids, and it's a win-win, okay? When I first started that, I actually had to set a timer and be intentional and schedule it in, and it felt really uncomfortable, and now I really enjoy doing it, and that's just huge. And I know it sounds silly to say that you don't enjoy spending time with your kids, because I know that you love your kids. What gets in the way is the noise and the clutter of everything coming at you, living in the future of all the lists of things that you have to do, because then you cannot enjoy the moment. And so this is the way to, again, interject little moments of play. Start with 5 minutes if you have to. And once you put moments of joy, it's going to expand and make more room for that. And the gift that you will receive from your children is they will see it and feel it and know it and believe it and touch it. And that beautiful giving and receiving exchange will just expand. It will happen. It's happened to me. You told me this 10 years ago, I would have just looked at you like you had 3 heads. Made no sense to me, but now I totally see it. And again, if you have questions about any of this, please put it in the comments. Please feel free to message me. I'm here for you. I'm here to serve you and help you through this, because for the longest time when people would share this with me, I would totally hear what they were saying, but it would fall flat in front of me like a hot potato. It was like I couldn't receive it. I hadn't had the capacity to receive it, or I had too much stuff in the way that I had to release and get rid of. And now I can receive it. And so I totally get if some of these things that I'm sharing with you, you're struggling with, or you can't understand, please message me and I've got no problem sharing and explaining and helping you through this, okay? So what did you enjoy doing as a kid? What do you enjoy doing now? The key with play, and these are going to be the ways that you're going to bring more play in, is make it unscheduled. Okay. Creative, daydream, you can reflect, you can decompress. Those are ways that you can put more play in. Yes, it has to be maybe scheduled at the beginning, but don't say, I'm going to play by doing this. Maybe just say for 10 minutes, I'm going to just see what happens. Because the fun is in the surprise, okay? And yeah. The other thing that you can do is make a note to yourself, I'm going to smile more and I'm going to laugh more throughout the day. Silly, and sadly, I had to actually schedule this in. But now it comes so naturally. And again, that comes from living in the future, being too busy, worrying about what other people think, being attached, unhealthy patterns, codependencies, you name it. Like I've had all of it. Okay, so make a commitment to yourself that you're going to smile more and you're going to laugh more. And try something new. Again, the gift is in the surprise. That's where you're going to have the joy, is be ultra present in the moment and try something new. And you will be surprised. Expect the unexpected. Okay. What else have I got on here? I think that's all I have for this. So in summary, with regards to joy, remember, you can grow leaps and bounds through joy. And remember, the better it gets, the better it gets. So if you have questions, if you need help, if you'd like to understand more how to make this work, you'd like to dig deeper in this, I deeply believe in creating impact through innovation. And for me, innovation is exposing us to leveraging our feminine energy more in a masculine, energetically dominated world. We all have masculine and a feminine energy within us. And the innovative piece is doing things differently and not being afraid to try something new. Leading with that energetic approach of leading with the feminine, leading with desiring to harmonize your inner masculine and feminine, which then will harmonize your external world, which then it's just like peeling back the layers of the onion. You will continue to receive gift upon gift upon gift. The biggest gifts that you will receive will be here, in your heart, in your heart chakra. Your heart chakra will open, it will expand. You will just feel different. You will have more inner peace, more inner calm, more focus, more direction, more purpose, more pleasure, more freedom. Freedom to not be tied to attachments or dependencies or the outside influence, but the freedom to be authentically you and know with a passion and a purpose and a conviction you're following your path. And everything else just kind of gets out of the way. You will have more wealth. Wealth in here leads to wealth out there. Wealthier relationships. Wealth in the form of financial wealth. Wealth in the form of an aligned career. Not doing a job just to get a paycheck, but having purpose and serving with purpose, and then the alignment comes to you in the form of an energetic exchange through money or whatever it is. You will have so much more. You won't even comprehend what the possibilities are when you open up to allowing yourself to explore harmony, joy, and pleasure and purpose. It gets better. It keeps getting better. It keeps getting better. It keeps getting better. And my desire for you is to enjoy every moment of every ounce of every day that you are here. That in itself is a gift. And if I can help you bring more joy to any moments of your day, then I have served you. And then by there you will pay it forward and pass along more joy to others who will serve and fill your bucket and give and receive, and that will bring you more joy. It's the whole concept of paying it forward and being fulfilled. Having more joy in my life has fulfilled me beyond my wildest dreams. And I'm being rewarded beyond my wildest dreams, way more than financially. Money's one thing, but I can't even describe how it's shifted my life. And I'm here to help in any way I can, to pay it forward, to help serve you, to bring more joy into your life, because it's changed my life more than I can imagine. So in summary of day 4, see where you can insert moments of joy and start there and build from there. If you have any questions, let me know. And have a beautiful Sunday. Hug more, smile more, laugh more, play more.